I now hand over the session to our esteemed session chair, Mr. Durga Shanker Mishra, for further proceedings. Over to you, sir. So whatever is comfortable.
A very warm good afternoon to all of you. It seems the tea has not worked. The last tea session seems to be, has not energized you enough to respond. A very good afternoon to all of you. For this session, it's a very important session shaping, charting the next decade of corporate governance. Such an important topic. And you're all directors on the board of various private or public sector companies. So for you, this session seems to be a very, very important session. A very good afternoon to all of you. Well, I would like to thank Institute of Directors for inviting me and also our colleagues who are going to be there in this session. Madam Mugdha Sinha ji, who is the MD of the ITDC. She represents the public sector. Mr. Rajshri Gupta ji, who is the CEO of the ONGC Videsh. He represents again a public sector, but a public sector which is much more is working at a distance from the government directly. And third is Mr. Nitin Sethi ji. He is representing the consultancy organization, CEO of organization. So a very diverse group to discuss on such an important topic. Well, today, just to introduce the topic, our country has taken a resolve to become Viksit Bharat by 2047. And that gives such a huge responsibility on the corporate sector, whether it is the public or private. Viksit Bharat by 2047. We have taken a resolve to become Atmanirbhar Bharat, a new India. And you can see the resonance of this in various spheres in our country, not only in our country, but even outside the world. The way the country is changing, the way things are happening across the globe by the Indian operations, that shows how our corporate is changing and the kind of challenges we have to hold for the 2047. The corporate governance, normally as per the law, it is mostly for the direction, for the control, and for the accountability. These are the three important factors which were responsible for the corporate governance. But now, the way our Honorable Prime Minister has taken the country forward in the last 11 years, we are graduating into a different kind of word, a word where ESG has become very, very important. Environment has become so much important, climate change. The social factor, the responsibility to our stakeholders. It is not only the shareholders, not only the investors, but the stakeholders, the public at large, the community, the society, how much important it has become, and also the governance factor. That has become so much important. So we have to think on a different level. We have to think in terms of the country is now moving towards, we are among the 4 fragile countries when we started in 2014. But now we are the 4th largest economy in the world and moving towards becoming the 3rd largest economy. We are also moving towards $10 trillion economy, and the predictions are by 2047 we will be $40+ trillion economy. So India is forging ahead to become a strong economic power. And you can see that in almost all the sectors, whether it is agriculture, industry, services sector, finance, the way technology has taken over, the way digital has taken over, the way 5G has been used, the way artificial intelligence is slowly coming in. I mean, now, lot of things which were being done by human beings there, the AI can now take control, whether it is your corporate risk, whether it is the audits, various things you can get through the AI. So the technology is taking a very, very important role. And in that case, we need to think in terms of how the corporate of the next decade, the corporate of the coming time, can align itself with the national goal. And when the corporate has to take that alignment, it is the board directors on the board, they have to think in those lines. Today, the way digital public infrastructure has taken an important role, and the way digital public infrastructure is building up so many things, whether it is in terms of the health, in terms of the agri, whether it is in the finance, whether it is in the health, whether it is in the payment system, whether, I mean, whatever system, this is, the whole thing is completely changing. The corporate world has to think in those lines. How our cyber security has become so much important. We can no more say that, well, I don't know the technology. We have to be with the technology. The way this, all the states, I was the Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh took the responsibility of, in the next 5 years, will become $1 trillion economy. We started moving forward. When I started, we were only some $200+ billion economy. When I left, it was $300+ billion economy. And we are moving towards that. How we are doing that? You must be seeing the kind of transformation Uttar Pradesh is undergoing. Whether it is in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the roads, expressways, railways, freight, waterways, metro systems, airways, number of the airports, whether it is international or domestic, the way Uttar Pradesh is changing in terms of manpower. Just to give you an idea, in the manpower, just in my 2.5 years, we gave permission to 43 new private universities. Apart from the public universities which is being funded by the government, 43 new private universities, and out of them, 12 were already made operational during my period. We took all the ITIs, we have the ITIs to take the new age transformation, the technological change. And you may be aware that in 2023 February, when we had the Global Investor Summit, an amount of more than 35 lakhs crore MOUs were signed in Uttar Pradesh. More than 35+ lakhs crore MOUs were signed. How that was made possible? It is something mind-boggling. Just using the technology. And a lot of people started saying that, well, this may be all be bogus. I was very clear, very steadfast, that this 35+ lakhs crore MOUs are going to be the genuine MOUs, because we have taken all care for ease of doing business, for everything. We have made sure that things happen in time, globally, within the country. And when the next year we had the first groundbreaking ceremony in 2024 February, just 1 year, 10.26 lakh crore investment were already grounded. I mean, almost 1/3 of the investment, they were grounded. How that was possible? The Uttar Pradesh, I mean, it used to be part of one of the BMAY-U states. Now the BMAY-U state is forging ahead. And well, this is not the story of Uttar Pradesh. Under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, the way things have changed, the whole scenario, our thinking has changed. The COVID has given us, when the COVID became a major problem for the whole world, it has devastated the economies. We came out with Atmanirbhar Bharat. We came out with the resolve for Viksit Bharat 2047. And that has given confidence in all the states, whether it is southern states or northern states or central states or even northeastern states. It's a complete transformation is happening across. And there lies the role of our corporate. How we can take your role so that this journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047 becomes a reality. One of the important changes which has happened in the last few years, there is a focus on innovation, something of which was not so much there. The startup culture, almost 1.6 lakhs plus startups in the country which are registered. You don't know how many of them are there. More than 120 are unicorns. More than 500 are unicorns. Some another 150 are very close to becoming unicorn. This is the change of the scenario. I come from IIT Kanpur, and IIT Kanpur, when I visited as a chief secretary, anytime I will go there, I'll find our students, when I was a student, most of them were aspiring to go to US or go to various other countries. Now our IITians, they are aspiring to become entrepreneurs. They are focusing on the entrepreneurship. They are focusing on the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat is something which has inspired. This Atmanirbhar Bharat coming from the Honorable Prime Minister has inspired so many across the country. See, when I was Secretary Housing and Urban, and I was leading the urban transport, when I started in 2017, we were buying our metro coaches for almost 12.5 crores. When I left as a secretary in 2021, the last tender, we got it for less than 8 crores. And that was only possible through the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now all our coaches, we have got 4 different corporates which are manufacturing metro coaches. And it is not only metro coaches. We have the National Common Mobility Card, something of which is not there across the world, but for few places. We have got the whole system is all, we have this RRTS, Regional Rapid Transport System from Delhi to Meerut. More than 80% of it is being manufactured in India. When we started, we had nothing. But our inspiration from the Honorable Prime Minister that we want to make everything Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have slowly and slowly, we have, taken the technology from outside and it has made it an Indian technology. Now there is a focus of not only make in India, but make for the world. And that is the challenge, that is the governance challenge for our corporates. I think I'll take many more questions from you because time is short, we have got 1 hour. But what I want to say is the focus now today in India is a change country, change thinking, more aspirational. We are focusing on resilience. Think of it. You are listening to the tariff war. The country is so much resilient. We have developed the resilience and we have to develop much more resilience. When economies were being devastated through the COVID, our resilience, we could come back. We are focusing on the sustainability, focus on the climate change. That is our focus, and there is a commitment on the COP22. There is a commitment that by 2070 we have to move towards the net zero. And how that is possible? Every corporate has that responsibility. We need to think in those lines. So it is a change word. It's a absolutely different kind of thinking. And that is how the corporate governance should be. That's my thinking. I will invite my other colleagues to add on these, and then we'll take your questions. Maybe I'll be more specific with examples when I come back to you in the next round. Thank you.